That's something that modern games really struggle with. Either they don't even attempt to have boss fights or they kind of suck. You know, you think about Rockstar games, there's no such thing as a boss fight in a Rockstar game. You could easily have had, you know, you have tanks and jets and this and that. You could have made something out of that. That could have been the final epic Merryweather mission. I think I talked about that years ago. Like, the final thing is like you go to the Merryweather military base and take them out. So Trevor would be in a jet because he's the flying type. Sounds like a Pokemon. He's a flying type. Franklin would be in a tank because he's always about driving cars and on the ground. And then Michael would be doing like some kind of espionage like Solid Snake because he just seems like that type, tasing people and sneakily taking out some key generators and stuff. So that could have been the final mission of the game, but they kind of leave the whole Merryweather thing hanging, probably to exploit it online to make you buy goddamn shark cards or something stupid, but that would have been amazing. And then what was the other one like that? The Last of Us. This was actually, I think, a real thing that was discussed, but it kind of got buried, where they said once you beat the game, there would be the ability to play in single player as Joel around the dam. So like Ellie and Joel have come back to his brother's dam, right, with where they have power generator and stuff, and you would be able to play in the area around the dam, just like this big circular free roam zone, and just kill a bunch of infected that randomly spawn and kill a bunch of bandits and stuff. So you can have the core experience of the game, just like, you know, build up resources, finish your upgrades. That would be kind of a fun thing. It doesn't affect the story because you're just kind of chilling at the dam. You know, you'll get attacked by bandits occasionally. That would have been such a cool way to just flesh out the end game without requiring you to like restart and do New Game Plus. Kind of like the vigilante mission concept where you can have the core gameplay experience without needing story or without ruining the story even. That, and they should have also done the alternate ending in the sense that you can choose whether to give Ellie over to the Fireflies or not. And even if one of the endings is bad or whatever, at least let us see what that looked like. The one would be like it is, where you kill Marlene and just keep Ellie. And then the other one is where you give it and see what happens. Maybe they make a vaccine, maybe they don't. And it wouldn't have ruined the sequel either, because it could have just been that one of those endings is canon and the other one's just a bad one. I would have made that choice too. I would have chosen to give Ellie over just because she seemed so sure of it. Marlene didn't want to do it either.
The one thing that I just thought of is, what if it ties into the Phantom and who hired the Phantom? Because I did ask that at the end of Dual Destinies. Like, it would have been cool if like case 4 was taking down the Phantom and then case 5 was taking down his boss, whoever hired him. They did mention, oh, it's some foreign country and somebody sniped him. So that's the tie-in that would actually make this really interesting. If it was somehow Karain and we take them down on that count too, that they turn out to be the ones who hired the Phantom. Because that was one loose end that we never tied up. If they're going to bring back in Dual Destinies content here with Simon, it would be very cool to see that be answered. Like if Inga, I wouldn't put Inga past doing something like that, hiring a spy to do some dirty work like that, and then to cover it up by shooting the Phantom dead, or did he even die? He was at least shot by some unknown gunman. So we never got the follow-up on that. That could have been its own case. Who was the gunman? Who hired him? Who hired the Phantom? That would have been very cool. And I said that at the time, that there should have... It's like the Callisto U Quercus Alba thing. The Phantom was a good villain, but he was Callisto U. We needed the follow-up. Who hired him? Who was the big shot government man, like an ambassador like Quercus Alba, as the grand finale boss? That would have been very cool. So that would be a tie-in I'd love to see. That would be kind of brilliant if they did that.